I feel like such a teenage girl. And he was like, and I was like, and he was like, it's like, ugh, what? I already knew my voice was gonna sound weird, so I just went ahead and did it. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Amber, just in case you didn't know, and thank you for joining me today. Fun fact, I can't snap. Today's video is going to be stories about me and my bad experiences with boys. So, strap in! First one is a short one, but it's honestly my favorite because it's hilarious. So, I met this boy through my friend, and we'd see each other around, we'd hang out at parties, and we were just buds, you know. He added me on Snapchat one day, and I was like, alright, cool. And then we started a streak, and then one day our streak ended, and I texted him, I was like, oh no, like our streak's gone. And he was like, Amber, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you this before, but I can't have a streak with you. I have a girlfriend. And I was like, oh, like, that's fine. I wasn't trying to have anything with you. Like, I was trying to be buds, you know? Like, buddies. And he was like, oh, that's weird. And he blocked me on everything. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, everything. It was honestly the funniest thing I've ever experienced. But that's just getting us started. Next is a long story, but one I feel like should be mentioned because it's just pretty great. So I was friends with this guy. I'm gonna call him Zach. I was friends with this guy, Zach, and we were really close friends. He helped me through a breakup at the time, and we were just friends. And then I invited him to one of my parties, but he was a freshman, so his brother and his friend had to drive him. I was like, they can come too, like, I don't care. I like making new friends. So they came, and I'm gonna call his brother Cody. So it's Zach and Cody, so that's funny. Me and Cody became friends, and we started hanging out a lot. Like, I kinda started liking him. He apparently liked me back. I don't know. I kinda heard this back after all this happened. And then he started talking to my friend and completely cut me off because I treated him too much like a boyfriend. So, flash forward a few months, him and my friend have ended, and I, like, had a crush on his friend at the time. I talked to him about it, and then I lost feelings for his friend, and then he started inviting me to hang out more, and, like, go to his house, and all of that, and so I was like, alright, whatever. We started hanging out again, and then I kind of caught feelings again, he caught feelings for me, and yeah, all of that, yada yada yada. After like a month, I was like, where is this going? Is this going anywhere at all? And he was like, about that, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now. I really love my truck, and I spend too much time and money on my truck. And I was like, okay. I started talking to this other guy, and like I asked him before, because he told me like, we could try in the future, like I'm just not ready right now, I'd like for us to try later. So I was like, is it okay if I talk to someone else? And he was like, yeah, go ahead, like it's fine. So I was talking to this other guy, and while I was talking to this other guy, Cody was texting me like, hey, like, I'm ready, like, I want you to wait for me, like, all of that, and I was like, alright. So I left the guy I was talking to go back to Cody. Me and Cody were good for a while, and then it got to that point where it was like, we were both like, what are we? And his truck came back into the picture. I'm just gonna. So he wasn't ready for a relationship with his truck, yada yada, so I was like, alright, cool. We can just be friends, like I really don't care, it's whatever. And then he started talking to this other girl like a week later. And one day we were texting about it because I was just kinda like, you know what, like fuck this, like this is stupid. And like we were always arguing, anytime we talked we'd start arguing, and I was like, this is stupid, like no. And I saw him in like the hallway at school one day, and he apparently said something to me. I didn't hear him, so I just kind of looked at him. My friend was like, be nice. And I was like, hey, what's up, dude? How are you? And I texted him, I was like, sorry for the look I gave you this morning. He was like, I found it funny. I was like, why? He was texting for like 5 minutes and told me the girl he was talking to didn't want him to talk to me anymore, and then he blocked my number. So in like 3 days, like, I did something wrong, like, I fucked up. I was really upset. I texted him off my friend's phone. I was like, he never even, like, explained to me what happened, like, what I did to this girl or to you. And he was like, it's a long story, I'll unblock you and explain. He texted me after unblocking my number and told me his Friend said if he texted me that the girl he was talking to, like, told me to stop talking to him and then blocked my number, he'd get free lunch and dinner for that day. Not even for a week, for that day. And I was like, that's fucked up. We argued about it, you know, and then I just kind of was like, whatever, like, you're fucked up, I'll talk to you later, bye. And then I was petty and posted something on my Snapchat story, because hi, I'm Amber, if you were expecting that, like, what? And then his friend replied with some fuck shit, and was sending me pictures of him. I was like, yo, like, remind that kid that friends don't block friends for free food while telling them it's a joke, at least, like, the day after or something. Cody took his friend's phone and was like, a joke just like you and my relationship, because, you know, it never existed. And I was like, I said friend, as in platonic relationship. We never dated. You need to get over yourself. And you're just an egotistical cunt who only cares about himself. And then he replied and he was like, I care about his truck, food, and the girl he was talking to. And I was like, she's really unlucky to have an egotistical cunt like you. Stop Snapchatting me and just don't talk to me in general, because I'm done trying to have a friendship with someone like you. And we just didn't talk for a while. He texted me a few days ago and apologized, so I guess we're okay, I really don't know. But yeah, that's the story of, I don't even know what to call him. Next is about the guy who I talked to while I was talking to Cody. That sounds really bad. While me and Cody were on a break, the guy I talked to. And yeah. So this starts whenever I cut things off with him to go back to Cody. And like, we talked for like probably like 2 weeks. Like, it wasn't even that long. And he got like really pissed off. I like cut him off. He got really mad. Started calling me like a slut, a horrible person, a shitty person. I'm gonna turn out to be nothing and all this. I was like, you're crazy. And I blocked his number. And I told one of my friends I didn't want to associate with him anymore because he's crazy. And then a whole bunch of random numbers started calling me and texting me, calling me a pussy and a bitch for not answering the phone calls. And I was like, and one of them was like, what should I name him? This guy's gonna be Ashton. I'm like looking at my wall right now of like things from like 2013. And it was like, hey, unblock my number and call me or I'll ruin your life. It's Ashton. And I was like, so I unblocked his number and called him and I was like, hey, like, what can I do to resolve this? Like, and he was like, I don't want to fucking resolve anything with you. Like, you're a shitty person. Stop calling me. And I was like, you told me to call you? And he was like, well, don't fucking call me. And I was like, you told me to call you? You told me to call you? And I just like hung up. I was like, alright, I won't call you. Bye. Flash forward like a month. I was at the bowling alley with some of my friends and him and his best friend showed up. And I said like hey to his friend because we were so cool. And whenever I like walked out, he texted me. He was like, did you say something to me? And I was like, no, I said something like to your friend, like calm down. And then me and my friends went to a store and then they ended up at that store too. I was in the bathroom at this time. So I walked out, they told me that happened, I booted out the door to my car. And now he just like occasionally texts me with like a petty comment or something and I'm just like, bye. So that's it with the 2 really dramatic ones I decided to put in the middle. Let's see here. Everyone in my hometown knows about this story because like, but I dated this guy for a while and whenever we started dating I had a very like strict, like I was very against drugs, I was very against everything, policy. This really doesn't have anything to do with the story. We dated, he smoked behind my back the entire time, whatever, like I don't really care anymore. Well yeah, my probably like 6 months after we broke up, I had like a new boyfriend. And I was only dating him for like 2 days, okay? Like, 2 days. And I texted my ex, I'm gonna call him back to my wall. Okay, let me just like state this right now. I'm gonna call the boyfriend I was dating at the time, Luke, and my ex-boyfriend's gonna be Harry. I texted Harry and I was like, hey, I was like, my grandma had a stroke today. And I was like, and you're the only person who really understands my relationship with her and how I feel about her. And I just like, I really need you right now, like I need you for moral support. And he was like, oh, is she okay, blah blah blah. And he was like, before we get into this conversation, don't you think you should tell Luke about this instead of your ex-boyfriend? And I was like, Luke knows about it, but he really doesn't understand. You do. And I wanted to talk to you because you told me you cared about me and would be here for me. And he was like, I don't know, I just think like that can ruin your trust very early into the relationship. And I was like, he knows I'm talking to you. He knows I was going to text you about this. Me and, what do I call him? Luke. Me and Luke had been dating 2 days. 2 days. Like, I know I could have texted Luke a lot about it, like explained the relationship and stuff, but I didn't really want to explain everything after she had just had a fucking stroke, like, sorry. So yeah, Harry was being a dick, and I was like, why are you acting like you're so good at relationships? And he was like, what do you mean? And he was like, ew, don't say that word, like, anytime me and Harry would talk, me and Harry don't talk anymore, like, we're not good, but anytime we talk, he'd always bring up one of my friends who he used to talk to, and he'd just talk shit about her, even though she was one of my friends, and I was just like, I'm sorry. So I was like, why are you acting like you're so good at relationships? And he was like, ew, don't say that word, your friend ruined that for me, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what do you want me to do about it? And yeah, it's just, I can't really think of any like other really dumb boy stories. Oh, this one's just kind of sad and kind of makes me look like a bitch, but it's fine, you have to put everything on there. My freshman year, I dated this kid. What should I call him? I'll call this one Dan. His name was Dan. And I dated this kid for like 3 weeks, probably 2 weeks maybe. And I was just like, I'm not feeling this. Like, I'm 14. I kind of just want to chill, you know? I was like, hey, I don't think we're going to work out. We were better off as friends. Blah, 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 yada, yada, all that shit. And he was just like, okay, like, that's fine. And he hugged me. And I was like in the car with my mom, like on the way home, you know, like on my little Galaxy S3. And I was getting texts from people and they were like, hey, Dan's crying on the bus. What happened? And I'm like, honey, I'm sorry. Speaking of breaking up with boys, I broke up with a kid homecoming night. That's probably a good story too. This video is 15 minutes long. Yeah, I had a friend. We were going to homecoming together prior to me. What did I call him? Luke. I was calling him Luke. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I called him Luke, who I talked about in the Harry story. This is not making any sense. I was dating Luke, but before I started dating Luke, I asked my friend to homecoming because he goes to another school where their homecoming was canceled because we got hit by Hurricane Irma, all that shit. And I was like, we started dating, we both had dates from the other school, and we were just like, let's keep our dates. He was really fucking jealous of my date, like our entire like 1 week relationship. He was so fucking jealous of my date. I would say his name and he'd get angry at me, and I'm just like, okay. Homecoming night came and he was like acting really fucking pissed off at me, and then he started sending me pictures of like his date, which was some girl I didn't know, like laying her head on his shoulder and everything, and I was like, it doesn't add up. And so me and my date were just like, let's do it back. So we were just like sitting like being cute and shit for my fucking boyfriend. And like it was me and like 10 other people at a dinner table because it was homecoming. We were having a little pre-fest. And they were all just like, just break up with him. He's being a dick. Like this entire week he's been a fucking dick to you. And I'm just like, I guess. We got to the dance. We walked in. It was set up. It was like you walked in. We were at the hallway. And they had like these things set up where the cafeteria was, and then in the cafeteria was the dance. And he was standing like by the doors to the actual dance in the cafeteria, and he turned around and saw me and turned around and walked back into the dance. And I was like, you better run, buddy. The entire night I was just kind of looking around for him, and I found him, and I walked up to him and I was like, can I talk to you? And he was like, yeah, let's go. We walked outside to the like hallway. These are such high school stories. I'm sorry. Like, I keep on saying, and I was like, and he was like, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, we got out there, and I said, I don't really think this is working out. And then he said, me either. And I was like, we were better off as friends. He goes, yeah. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, friends? He goes, friends. And we did the little, like, awkward breakup hug, and just kind of went our separate ways. And then the next night he was sending me like girls on his lap. It's fine. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed my horrible 16-year-old girl talk about boys, make sure you like and subscribe down below. I'm probably going to have plenty within the next few months because all of these have happened within the span of like 4 months. If you enjoyed, I already said all that shit. Catch me in my other medias, my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter, all linked down below. Twitter's very inactive. I'm trying to change that. It's not really working out. But yes, that's it. Bye.
Thank God you blew it. Thank God I dodged a bullet. I'm so over you, so baby, good looking now.
But yes, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed my horrifying, completely, utterly high school 16-year-old girl stories, like how I'm telling them, I apologize if I have like lipstick on my teeth. Hey, what's up, you guys? That's not my intro. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Why? Because here's the truck.